Hello, how are you? Duncan here with more sausage love on Prick with a Fork, the world's only regular podcast all about sausages. Do excuse my, well, I call it a studio, but really it's a small room at the back of the house. As you can see, there's some sunshine, some rare winter sunshine, which is a bit weird. So I've got some shadows and stuff that I can't quite get rid of. But obviously, as this podcast gets bigger and hopefully more successful, I can buy a studio and do it that way. So, on this particular session, I'm not going to talk to you in great detail about sausages, because this podcast is also about the world of sausages. And in the past, we've talked about mustard, for example. Go back, look at the archive, go through my mustard taste tests. There is one I highly recommend called Trackelman's, but you can find that later. On this particular session, I've come across something that I consider to be almost alchemy. Nectar, something that I think you should have in your cupboard, in the kitchen. Then, after you've opened it, stick it in the fridge, because that's what the instructions do. It is not necessarily something you would automatically associate with sausages. In fact, the label talks about using it with burgers and chips. However, I think this works really well with sausages. And it's a Marks & Spencer's product. Big fan of M&S. I know it's a little bit pricey, but I do believe you get what you pay for. And I came across this a couple of weeks ago. It's Smokehouse tomato sauce. Now, that's what you're looking for. Next time you're in M&S, it's in the sauces section, obviously. And it's Smokehouse tomato sauce. They call it luscious, oak-smilked and tangy tomato puree. Perfect for slathering. That's a good word, isn't it? Slathering on burgers and chips. Now, I don't mind a burger. You can probably tell by the shape of me, I quite like my burgers. I like homemade burgers. I make my own when I get the opportunity. I don't mind chips, but I always look for stuff to try with sausages, which of course, as you know, is the food of champions. And this works really, really well with bangers. In fact, it was a bit of a revelation for me. And I would go so far as to say, if you're having something to eat that's not particularly nice, just having this knocking around will improve the state of your plate immensely. So it's an M&S product. I can't remember how much it costs. It's only a few quid. The ingredients: oak smoked tomato puree, got sugar in there, water, vinegar, tomato puree, salt, ground spices. That includes cloves, and that really comes across, white pepper and paprika, dried onions and garlic puree. So already you've got a sense of the kind of flavours you've got in here. And I can't get enough of this stuff. I really can't. So I'm going to do my best to explain to you what it tastes like. And there's something that happens when this goes into your mouth. I know that sounds a bit weird, but there's something psychological that goes on when you taste this. And I'll tell you what that is when I coat some sausages with this, and we'll have a bit of a taste test. Now, nothing fancy here. This is a bit of a quick and dirty episode of this podcast, so I haven't had time to make any sausages or buy any sausages, but this is not about the sausage. This is all about the sauce. So what I've got there you go, you can see, are some cocktail sausages. We've talked about cocktail sausages in the past. On Prick with a Fork, we love a cocktail sausage. We like them in the car. It's a good car snack, cocktail sausages. Little kind of pack. And you can stick it just by your gear stick. You know, some cars have those kind of holders for drinks and stuff. Don't bother with that. Just get a little box of mini sausages or a carton. Place it in there. If you're like me and you drive an automatic 4x4, job's a good one. One hand on the steering wheel, other hand sorting out the cocktail sausages when you're stuck at the traffic lights. Don't break the law. Make sure you're always in control of the car. So I'm using these cocktail sausages really just to kind of give you a sense of what it's like to coat some sausages, some meat even, with this lovely Smokehouse tomato sauce from M&S Food. It smells great. It smells like a slightly posh ketchup, but with a bit of an edge to it. And when I say a bit of an edge to it, what I mean is, you know, sometimes you see, and it tends to be men, though you do see it with women sometimes, you see someone and you think, yeah, they look good and they look like they can handle themselves. They have a bit of an edge to them. Do you know what? If it all kicks off, you just know that person is going to be all right and probably will sort a few people out. You know, the woman might get a stiletto and use that because she's got an edge to her. The bloke might be quite handy with his fists. I don't want to glorify violence, but when you smell it, you go, oh yeah, that's quality, that is, but it's got a bit of an edge to it, a good edge to it. And we like things that have got an edge to them. Because let's be honest, life is remarkably beige. So it smells great. What I'm going to do, actually, I should have given it a shake. Hang on. Excuse me. Recording this at the end of November, a lot of colds around, which is another reason to have something that's got a nice bit of spice in it. So I'm just going to... God, I love this stuff. And its consistency, it's not runny. It's not runny, and it's a little bit chunky as well. I don't know if you can see that. There you go. I've coated it on there, on the sausages. Now, just take a fork. Make sure there's a good old bit of coating on there. I really don't want to drip it on my microphone. Oh, what comes through, and not only the taste of quality, which, you know, and I'm not sponsored by them. No, yeah, anyway, you'd expect from M&S, because some of their stuff is a little bit more on the expensive side, but you've got a little bit of sweetness, and you need that, because the problem with some tomato products is it can be quite acidic, right? So Heinz normal ketchup I quite like, but I do find it a little bit acidic at times. If you make a bolognese or a ragu sauce, for example, like I do, I always put in a small bit of sugar, like half a teaspoon, to just offset the acidness, the acidity of the tomatoes. And the sugar in this, you heard me read out the ingredients earlier, there's some sugar in here, and you need that. So you're getting the sweetness, you're getting that lovely taste of, oh, this is a bit posh, but also you're getting this lovely smoky sensation. And that is magical. Now, I'll tell you why it's magical, because it lifts this from just being a ketchup, right? A normal run-of-the-mill ketchup. I mean, they call it a tomato sauce, right? Not a ketchup. But it just lifts it from being a tomato sauce into something different. Think about that for a second. Normally, you might have your tomato sauce with your bacon sarnie, your sausage sarnie or whatever, and you go, yeah, there's some Tommy K in there. That's nice. Because of this smokiness, it really lifts it and it turns it into a bit of an event. And the psychological thing is, for me, because of the smokiness, it reminds me of being outside. And maybe you've got a fire pit, maybe a bonfire. That whole kind of vibe of being outdoors and enjoying a nice bit of food with the smoke wafting around the air, gently permeating your nostrils, in your nostrils, and you go, a bit smoky. Because we like that kind of smell, don't we? You know what it's like? You go out for a walk somewhere and someone's got a bonfire going on. You smell it and you love that smell, don't you, right? Someone's got a bonfire going on, or if you walk past someone's house and the smoke coming out the chimney, you go, yeah, I like that. It's nice, it has a feel about it. I'm just trying to give you a parallel between that and what this tastes like. And it's bloody good. Again, you need a good old amount on there. There you go. You can live off this. It's great. So, what I'm thinking for you is, apart from the fact you love your sausages, which is why you're kindly watching this YouTube channel. By the way, please subscribe. If you've not yet subscribed, just hit the subscribe button. It's free. It's not going to cost you a penny. I know it's difficult. The word subscribe can suggest you're going to have to hand over some dosh. Not here. But do subscribe. For a simple reason, it just means whenever there's new content or an update, you get notified about it. So that's no bad thing, right? And it helps me spread the word. The more subscribers means more people become aware of this sausage podcast. And that's a good thing, because we are here to support the Great British Banger. We do other sausages as well, but you know, it's all about the Great British Banger, really. So please subscribe. I forgot what I was saying. So yeah, time of the year is coming up, particularly Christmas time, where chances are, if you're sensible, if you're cooking the Christmas lunch, you will do a lot more pigs in blankets than you actually need. Because as we all know, Christmas Day lunch is great, it's fine. Nice with the family, it's tradition. But the best bit about Christmas is Boxing Day. We know Boxing Day is best, because normally that's when you get the cold cuts and the pickles. Maybe a bit of bubble and squeak and stuff like that. Just imagine this, right? You've got some cold pigs in blankets. Oh, magnificent. You got some bubble and squeak going on. Oh, maybe you got, I don't know, a bit of leftover ham. All of that will go remarkably well with this. It gives it a little mwah. Just beautiful. It jazzes it up. It was so good. And going back to what I said earlier, even a humble sausage sandwich, which can be humble sometimes, depending on what sausages you're using. You want to give it a little frisson, get some of this. So, to recap, M&S Food, Smokehouse tomato sauce. It's spicy, it's got a lovely little aftertaste. A little garlic in there, bit of paprika, nice little taste left on your lips. Got that smokiness. It is an event, right? Too many people spend too much time not thinking about what they're eating and what they're putting in their mouth. And let's be honest, food is one of life's great pleasures. Unless, of course, you're on one of those fat jabs, which clearly I am not. For all kinds of reasons I won't bore you with. So, I want to do you a favour. Get some of this, have it in your cupboard, have it in your fridge, because you've got to stick it in the fridge once it's open. I don't know how long it lasts for, actually. What's it say here? 4 weeks. You'll get through this within 4 weeks, no problem at all. Have it in there. Next time you're making a sausage sandwich, well, you know what it's like. The festive period. Quite a lot of that going on. Maybe a pub crawl, maybe an office do, works dinner or whatever. The morning after, you're feeling a bit fragile. As we all know, the best hangover cure? Salt and fat. We know this. Bit of sugar, but salt and fat chiefly. So you make yourself a sausage sandwich. You're not feeling great. Slather your sausages with this. It'll turn it into an event, right? And plan ahead. Think about it. And it's got enough of a bit of a kick to it here to, you know what it's like? You get a heavy, your head is kind of quite bunged up with stuff when you're hungover. It'll help clear that. Then, of course, you know, you've got Boxing Day, as I mentioned earlier. You want some of this, trust me, with cold pigs in blankets. This, some pigs in blankets, better than bad sex, right? If you're familiar with such a thing. Smokehouse tomato sauce, M&S. Can't recommend it highly enough. It is so good. I suggest you get a couple of bottles. If you've got a friend, right, who you want to buy a gift for, and you know they're a bit of a foodie, get them some of this. They'll love you for it. If you've got that ghastly Secret Santa, in the office, you know, in the workplace, what do you buy Fiona in HR? Apart from a smile. But Fiona in HR, you know, likes her grub. Get her a bottle of this. Like, cheer her up. But seriously, it's good for any foodies in your life. They will love it. If you're doing a stocking, maybe your other half, probably not your kids, put some of this in. They'll thank you for it. It is a nice little thing for foodies everywhere. Well, only one more sausage left. There you go. Absolutely first class. My gift to you is this. Get all of it. Smokehouse tomato sauce, M&S. It's a few quid. It transforms the dullest of plates of food. But also, when it comes to sausages, absolutely bang on the money.